Hello and welcome to the Ski Instructor Podcast, episode 50. My name's Dave Burrows and I am the director and owner of Snow Pro Ski School based here in Val d'Illier in Switzerland. Looking out my window, it is snowing and it's due to snow for the whole week. And that's something of a miracle because it has been pretty dry and pretty warm and pretty rainy. And we've had a really, really weird weather system that's come through sort of this part of the Alps over the course of the last few weeks. And it's made it really, really, really difficult when you have a sort of combination of rain up to, 2,200 meters plus, then followed by the foehn wind, and it's made things a little bit touch and go. And there are certain low-lying resorts, certainly here in the Port du Soleil and elsewhere, that have really, really suffered. And there's been a lot of really negative PR for skiing in general over this period, which is not very, very helpful. And although what I will say is that the majority of skiers that we get over this period are sort of holiday skiers, and those holiday skiers have really made the most of it. Although the conditions aren't optimal and they're sort of, what locals wouldn't come up and choose to ski in. The tourists we shouldn't forget after 2 or 3 years of COVID times, that they're just sort of ravenous for skiing, and most people are just happy to be back out and enjoying themselves on the mountain. That was certainly, the impression that I got based on the clients that we spoke to over and skied with over this period. So interesting times. And I've obviously been super busy with the ski school, which is why I have not posted anything for a couple of months. But here I am. I'm back, and this week I bring you for the 50th episode. I bring you an episode with Katie Dobson. Katie Dobson is a independent ski instructor based in Chatel in France. I've known Katie for a very, very long time, and she runs female-specific courses for women. So she sort of does the whole sort of package, accommodation, ski instruction, catering, all that sort of stuff, and she puts on these amazing courses and what looks to be quite a unique product, and certainly seems to be going really, really well. So in this episode, I had a really, really good chance to chat with her about the concept, to chat with her about sort of female specific teaching in general, her story to ending up living and working in France. So I hope that you enjoy this. This is probably going to be the episode that takes us beyond 80,000 downloads of this podcast series. I've got plenty more to go. There's certainly enough in the bag to get us through another 10 episodes for sure. I've got 2 amazing interviews that I've got ready to go, and a load of people on my list and that I'd like to speak to. So no end in sight for the time being. I very much hope that Santa brought you lots of snow and a new pair of skis or something like that. I personally got socks, which is not amazing, but socks is socks. You never know when you're going to need some socks. And I've been cruising around on my I got myself a new pair of head core 87 mil underfoot, guys. As many of you know, that's quite a fat ski for me, and I've been very much enjoying using those in the sort of the slushy conditions that we've had. They're quite a decent sort of fairly flexy ski. Haven't had much of a chance to ski them in the powder yet, so I'll report back on that after this coming week that's just gone. So fun and games as usual. Every season is different, but we are skiing. There's snow on the ground. It's white. You can slide on it. And I very, very much hope that those of you here in Europe, that it turns for you soon, and that the snow becomes good. For those in the US, drowning in snow in some parts, I hope that you are enjoying that and enjoy those turns for the rest of us who are struggling a little bit. So here we go, episode 50. There's no gap in the middle. There's no chat from me or anything like this. I haven't got time. We're just going to run this straight through, all the way through from the top. So I started off chatting with Katie about podcasts and dogs. Enjoy the interview. Nice, isn't it?
But also I had thought, I can do chatting. I can be a podcast person. And but what I would, part of the reason why I was thinking, I could do that, is because I'd like to interview my clients, because they're freaking amazing. Some of them, well, most of them. I can tell you more about that.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Like the amount of different things and interesting things they all do.
Yeah.
It's so cool. It never ceases to amaze me.
Yeah.
How interesting people are.
I know.
And what they've got going on.
Yeah. I do think I think when I started Ski Goddess, you'd hear the odd amazing background or story or whatever, and I thought, and then thinking that would be sort of peppered, peppered scenarios along the way, but literally most of them. I get on their chairlift, or you get to sit next to them at dinner or whatever, and it's like it all comes out, and you're like,
yeah,
no way. Do I want coffee?
Do you want coffee? Do you need coffee? You strike me that you don't need coffee. So there's two. This is funny, isn't it? I've come up here and I remember. The only reason that I remember this set of apartments is because Mike used to live here.
Magic Mike, yeah.
And I remember I was told someone this story.
Are we already on one of those bits that we've got to edit out?
I'm like, well, I'll ask you if he doesn't mind. But
classic.
One, if we just refer to him as Mike, no one will know.
Oh, whoops, yeah.
But the back in his drinking days, one I found him one time, or I heard that one time, like a stray dog had jumped through his window.
Right.
I just spent the night in his bed like this dirty, smelly old farm dog. He was so hammered that he didn't notice. Like literally really jumping through the window.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
Funny.
And the last time I saw you, wasn't able to say hello because I just put my dog down.
Oh, bless you.
I know. Yeah. There's a happy start to the podcast.
Yeah.
So I was literally running out of the vet before I was crying, and you were in the waiting room.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, there's Katie. I should say hello," but actually I'm about to cry.
Oh,
so
gosh.
It was terrible. But that was his last day on this planet.
Oh.
Don't think about that. That's horrible.
No, I know. I'm dreading it.
He's got loads of energy, your dog, though.
Yeah.
He's a cool dog.
He's a cool dog. I'm so lucky you got to rescue him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was another family that wanted him. So he was 1, now he's nearly 12. Another family that wanted him. I don't know why. The rescue centre decided, even though I came in after, decided, you can have him. Even though they couldn't come and see my place because it was miles away.
Yeah.
What they normally do, but I send them pictures of him, diving into the lakes and, going, he's having a good life,
Well, that's the way I view my dog, because my old dog was, we found him in a rescue, and he'd been living in an apartment. He's a border collie, right? Like yours is, I think, a bit half collie, yeah. And he was cooped up in this apartment in Leicester somewhere, and I rescued him, and I would do the same thing. I'd send them pictures of like dogs just having this amazing life, like climbing mountains and stuff like that.
Exactly.
It's funny, I took him to the top of the Mondo Grange once, just once, when he was quite old. He was 9.
How did he cope with that?
He was fine. He just beat me up there, He was
wow.
Come on, let's
Brilliant.
go. It was really impressive. You've got a great view here. So I can see the top of the Mondo Grange, I can see Langer. We just fade out this crane.
Yeah.
But all the ski instructors that I interview have got amazing views out their window.
It is one of the things I'm always, super grateful for. Live in beautiful places.
It's true.
Yeah.
So you've just come back from the ski show.
Yeah.
Where you were promoting your business.
Yeah, Ski Goddess.
Ski Goddess, ski courses for women.
Yes.
Were you doing that? Did you dress up again this year?
Oh, yes, we did.
You do?
Yes, we did. 3 girls this year instead of 2.
Who were you there with? Was you? I forgot the girl. The
Kat, who was just there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And who's not a ski instructor, but she does events, so she was perfect and knows my business really well. And then one of my instructors that is a really good old friend of mine from Courchevel days. Used to work there, and she's Aussie Mary Marsbat, and so the three of us were in our pink full-length dresses, sort of toga, Wonder Woman style dress.
Toga was the thing, because I saw the picture from last year. I was like, wow, that's really it's great marketing, you know. Because I think you've got to do something in those kind of events. You've got to do something to stand out.
Absolutely.
And I guess you generated a lot of business.
Everyone else is in their t-shirts with their logo on, and jeans or what, you know. And I'm like, I can't do that. You know? Right, let's get dresses on. Yeah,
that's cool. And it went all right.
It was brilliant. Yeah.
Is it busy, the show?
Yes. Yeah, very busy. We were just talking non-stop, really, to people who are interested in what you do, and just explaining it in more detail to people, and then making connections with other companies and things like that. I had a quick ski in our dresses down the little dry slope.
First time I've had skis on since April.
Yeah, exactly. Down a dry slope. Yeah.
Wow.
We were amazing.
Oh, I can imagine. Did you synchro it? Well, since we're on that topic, let's talk about it. How did you? Because you were an independent instructor before you set up Ski Goddess, right?
Yes.
What made you? I'll come back later to your journey to kind of how you ended up where you are, but what made you, or what was the idea behind Ski Goddess? Why did you want to do that?
Because I'd come from various resorts where I'd been working in ski schools and teaching lots of big groups. And in private lessons as well, but sort of mostly groups or half and half. And then I came here to Chatel, and working on my own, and then I'm doing private lessons, back to back private lessons, and just noticed that at least 50%, probably more like 60-70%, were middle-aged women who, for one reason or another, couldn't keep up with their family anymore, or had just got nervous, or
classic story.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There were just so many of them, and then I'm just thinking, they're out for a week, and they might come and have 2-hour sessions with me or something like that, which they'd have lots of light bulb moments, and it would be really good, but they're just back into their family environment, and they haven't got time to practice it really to any degree. And I was just like, and it's just the environment that they're in that makes their ski holiday a bit of a nightmare, I suppose. And it's such an expensive thing to do. You can imagine like coughing up all that money and thinking, oh, I'm just going to be bricking it or whatever. Just, oh God. And then I started doing it with the local. So I just thought, how do we get ladies out of that environment? And I started doing ski days for the local chicks. Don't go skiing with the dudes. Come with me, let's all go in a group together and stuff. And they went down a treat, and I just put really crappy A4 posters up in the pub, and I think I called it Ski Goddess then for a laugh. And I'd made a poster of skis with stilettos, instead of ski boots or whatever. Anyway, people turned up and they loved it, and I thought, right, I could actually make a holiday out of this for normal ladies, tourist ladies coming out. Yeah. And
that's how it developed.
Yeah.
Because as a podcast host, I have to ask. So I try to put myself in the position of asking the questions that I would want to be asked if I was sitting in the car listening to this. So take you back a step, like what that female experience, because I get the same clientele come to our ski school. We have a lot of we deal with a completely different market over where I am, but we have a lot of what you might call training spouses
Yeah. Oh.
Who are kind of, in the country, but kind of, anyway, the experience, the typical female experience that we get, the lesson that we end up doing, the common problem is always the same common problem. My family is always all faster than me, and they're all waiting at the bottom while I come down, and I'm not as fast or as confident as those guys, and I feel that pressure.
Yes.
To keep up is one of them, amongst other variations of that theme, and I think it's super interesting. Is that the same kind of thing that they talk about that with you as well? Because that's the family holiday dynamic generally. Kids get really good.
Yes.
Go really, really fast all the time.
I think before that, it happened. It's the whole thing gets set up before the kids even come along. Because I think quite often, the parents have gone as individuals, or they've met, got together, gone skiing together, learnt together, and it's all gone all right. But when the kids come along, sorry if this is, shouldn't say it like this, but generally it's been left to the mum to sort out all the packing, sort out the ski school, sort out everything to run the family holiday for the kids. And I'm sure Dad does loads as well, but generally he's like, "Whoa, let's go," and she's orchestrating, I find, and so
you don't have to be diplomatic about it. Just say what you think. It's cool. Like the listeners to this are used to quite strong opinions on this.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah.
So, so don't plant any seeds. Let me just run loose.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is the environment, and then the kids go to ski school, and the mum then spends 3 years in a snowplow behind the kids. The last thing she's thinking about is her ski development, and she gets worse as well because of that. Just skiing awkwardly with kids.
Yeah.
And when the kids suddenly go, "Oh yeah, don't need you anymore," off they go, and she's left stuck in this awkward ski position that she's built up over the last few years, and then the confidence happens because of the gap between them.
Yeah.
So it's all just a big long story to the same place, really. But,
agree. It's funny the number of times you must see it as well from a chairlift or just sort of standing around. I'm assuming that a holiday time on the slopes is supposed to be like a pleasurable activity, but the number of families you see just having like full-on arguments with each other, it's just extraordinary. I'm like, you guys are supposed to be having a nice time, but it's really stressful.
It is. I know, and I just think, God, all that money for that stress. It makes. I hear it as well, and I always think, I don't have business cards, and even if I did, I wouldn't do this. But I always have this little vision of myself and going, hey, you need ski gunners.
It's true. Yeah. I do have. There are a couple of guys on my team. Matt's really good at that. He'll ski up someone just in the car, just like, I can help you.
You need it. Oh God.
It's interesting because I've noticed that dynamic in our family. I have a young daughter. You have a young daughter, and now it's. I don't know whether all families are the same, but the role of kind of protector, cautious one seems to have sat with my wife, and my role is kind of let's go and venture stuff. So you could see how that dynamic would evolve on a ski slope with husband, wife, a couple of little kids.
Yeah.
And you're right, they get really quick, really soon.
Yeah.
And you could see how they'd want to be, or how that situation would develop, especially when, say, the husband is doing kind of, we can all go down this black slope, no problem at all, macho bullshit, right? Like the number of times I've heard that.
Oh, my husband took me down a black.
My husband took me down a black, right? Exactly that. And I've never skied again. But, well, great, because all that does is it just puts money in me and Katie's pocket. Like, It's the number of times. If husbands took less wives down black runs, I would be less well off.
Yeah.
Right.
And there would probably be less divorces as well.
Isn't it funny? Like, these are huge stereotypes, but they are real.
Yeah.
It's real. It's really real, because I think that what the female wants from skiing is completely different to what the male wants from skiing.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. Not always, but
within 95% of the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's curious, because I really want this kind of female perspective on both teaching and skiing. Because all I seem to do is interview men.
Okay.
So it's important to me to try and get some sort of balance on this.
It is on the with that that sort of attitude of what guys tend to want to come out on their ski trip, and and quite often set themselves a few challenges, regardless of their capability.
Yeah.
And you quite often see that particular style of skier who's just freaking gung-ho. In some ways it's funny, and in some ways I think, oh God. But anyway, gung-ho, and they're going, right, I'm going to chuck myself down the wall or whatever. And the thing, a lot of the time, when the women are trying to keep up, hopefully not on something like that, but the guys just have that little bit extra strength to ski badly and keep themselves up, to manage to rebalance themselves and keep themselves up. But I think females know, even if they couldn't put it into words, they know intrinsically somewhere, if I do that, I probably won't be able to pull it back together when things get really wobbly. And so we are forced to, which I like, ski better.
Yeah.
So you'll, in the amount of times as well as you hear from husbands say, oh, my wife's quite tidy skier, I don't know, but she has to be, she has to have better technique than a guy to go down something as fast and as gnarly as him, otherwise she'll fall, basically.
Yes. And within the lesson structure, that sort of repeats as well, because you tend to find that the ladies listen better. And it also applies to young girls when we're teaching school groups and stuff. The girls always progress way quicker than the boys.
Until the boys see that, and then they go, oh, sorry, what were you saying about standing on there?
Yeah. Little Jodie over there's the best skier in the group, by the way.
Yeah.
You were just doing whatever you were doing on Monday, but like stronger.
Yeah.
It's funny that. It is funny that. I tend to find I'm on a WhatsApp group with a bunch of my mates at the moment. They're trying to plan a stag do. It's a nightmare. We're all too old for stag do's, but this guy's getting married again. He's 45. I'm just like, oh God. So they're all. But so you need, with the guys, you tend to find that it needs to be like task focused. Like there needs to be objective.
Yes.
So like we're going to Budapest, so we're going to play paintball, and it's this team versus this, and that gives everyone something to rally around.
Yes.
Whereas I think the listener can't see your body language, but the way your hands are moving. We're talking about the interior, like inside experience. That sort of emotional experience of a woman is different from how a man would experience skiing.
Yes, I think. And I'm including myself as well. I don't get the thrill out of skiing from going hell for leather. I get it from the smoothness and the gracefulness and the strength of the turns. That's and whether it's amazing off-piste powder run where the rhythm is right and everything like that, to the amazing feeling of a perfect carve turns. It's not about pointing straight down and clattering down and getting some sort of rush, adrenaline rush, because it's on the edge. That's not what would give me a buzz. I think the ladies all say to whatever level they're at, they just want to feel smooth, they want to feel stable, they want to feel graceful. I suppose, they just want to feel it feeling really nice, which skiing does feel, doesn't it? And it's all going in the right direction.
That's what I don't know. Maybe I'm the wrong gender, but that's how I feel about skiing these days. Is I feel like I've left. Bore the listeners to death on this, but I don't care about performance anymore. All that stuff.
Yeah.
I care about like the art of it.
Yeah.
You know, like the making nice turns in the right place with the right timing. All that stuff. I'm not interested that much in laying skis over anymore and kind of go, power. Like, screw that. I just want to. I saw a video the other day of like Stein Eriksen skiing in the 60s or 70s. I was like, wow, there's that style of skiing. That's what skiing is all about. You know, it's graceful. Yeah, long wooden skis, like, you know, just beautiful turn, proper mincing. Yeah. And
Dave Burrows, you heard it here, people.
Oh no, anyone who knows me and skis with me will know. But I just
love a bit of French mincing.
There's more to skiing than just performance, I think. And I get a similar thing. I'm looking for that kind of internal feeling of skiing well, as opposed to the powerful aspect of it, which a lot of modern kind of media and stuff is focused on. Yeah. Ski media. So, you know, the images that you see is like,
how gnarly can we get?
Yeah. Just not interested in that. You know, I think there's more to it than that. There's not enough people talk about like that interior feeling of skiing well. You know? What does it, when you're skiing well, what does it feel like to you?
Well, it's just, you're in the zone, aren't you? It's that rhythm and flow and... Yeah, just like the stars are aligning, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you're not thinking about anything else. It just feels so smooth and good, and the skis, like I'm saying this genuinely, like the skis are working as one with you.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not like, I was going to say it's not fighting. There's no fight in it, but sometimes, you know, you have to get some oomph in there and stuff. So it's not just like floating, but yeah, it's all just working together. And I don't know. Then
you mentioned smooth a lot, so that's going to be some sort of management of like pressure within the turn, right? If we're going to get technical.
Yeah, and that flow down the hill.
Yeah. You know, knowing when to come out of the old turn and when to drop into the new one, and setting it up right so that not everything's like chattering around.
Yeah,
got
exactly.
It all wrong.
Exactly. Yeah.
That kind of thing. Okay.
Exact.
That's when you know you've got all the timing and the movements in the right order and all that stuff.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Technical chat. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So
that's what they want to feel, you know, generally. You know, I get the odd lady. So now I have, you know, it started off very much sort of blue run skiers moving on to reds, and now I have, you know, every level pretty much.
Okay.
And there are some gung-ho ladies that want to like, right, come on, yeah, I want to challenge, I want to do this, that, the other.
Yeah.
But they generally want to do it well as well. But yeah, I think most of them, like we've just been saying, want the grace.
Yeah.
Really, from it.
Skiing nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, once they've got that, once they do feel that, then they can push the speed, and you know, keep they keep up with their families, because I get lovely messages from husbands things like that. Well, you don't get messages from them, but my favourite thing is when a husband says, "Thank you so much for improving our ski holiday."
Yeah, of course, right?
She's a different person on her skis and everything. Yeah, it's great.
What I'm going to come back. I've got a question about group dynamics, female group dynamics, but we'll come back to that later. Yes. So when you're setting up Ski Goddess, it started as what you said it started as, but you package up the whole weeks now.
Yes.
So you've got places for them to stay.
Yes.
Presumably they just need to get themselves to the airport.
Exactly.
You arrange for them to come, then you're their host and you cater. How does all that how do you put it all together?
Yeah,
Because you're doing tour operator stuff essentially.
Yes, exactly.
As well.
So it is basically a luxury ski holiday package with a training course inside. So yeah, they have to coordinate flights with the transfers, the private minibus transfers that we set up from Geneva. But once they're in Geneva, then that's it really. They're scooped up and everything's taken care of. Literally, you live past, ski hire, obviously the accommodation and the catering and the training and where we're going and everything is just completely sorted for them. So you don't have to go to a ski shop even, or the ski hire to you, come to us, and it's all
so good.
very.
I love that.
Very opposite scenario to.
That's the feeling of going on a stag do with someone else's organiser. You just turn up with your passport and like, yeah, what we're doing. I don't have to think at all. Yeah. So good.
Oh, you're not organising then?
No way, no. I don't want anything to do with it. I'm
turning up.
purely going to turn up. It's the worst. I can't stand it. Yeah. So, okay. And was that immediately the package that you offered, or did it become that over time?
Yeah, it's become that. So I was initially renting rooms in other people's catered chalets.
Yeah.
And trying to fill those, because obviously I didn't have the audience behind me to know what I was doing.
Yeah.
So obviously I was trying to fill these spaces. It was really tricky actually at the beginning because they were my friends, but they're chalet owners, and they'd let me have 2 or 3 rooms to a certain date.
Okay.
And then I'd fill it, say 50-60% full, and then I've only got a week left to fill the rest before they're going to take that back.
Yeah.
And
sure.
take that room back. And then business wise, it was really tricky to run it like that. And anyway, eventually it just, got big enough that I could rent a chalet myself. And then, I was so lucky to get my original team called Pat and Steve, who were like mum and dad of the Ski Goddess ladies at the chalet, and they basically offered to do it for me, which I was like, yes, please.
Oh, that's cool.
Because they were in their 60s, or pushing, they were about 60, and one was a retired doctor, and one was a retired engineer, and they sorted their life out so they could retire early and go around doing cool things. And they decided that catering and hosting for Ski Goddess was one of those cool things.
Oh, that's cool.
And they just, they ran the whole chalet and the catering and everything. I didn't have to think about any of it. They did the timing, the scheduling, everything. And they were like my mum and dad as well, So that was a brilliant way into how it's run now.
And that chalet is still, it's in Chatel somewhere?
That was in Belle Vache up at Petit Chatel.
Okay.
Which I've now finally, so I've grown from that 4-bedroom chalet to now I've got a 11-bedroom chalet, plus now with demand I've got a 5-bedroom chalet at the same time throughout most of January.
Wow.
Yeah. And then when in March I go back to a smaller chalet, and I've now been able to expand to go back to Belle Vache, the original mothership.
Like a circle.
Yeah, so I've got with Belle Vache, I've got 2 chalets that are almost side by side that I do the March courses.
Oh, nice.
And so, it's just so much, it's just, a relief to be able to run your own show. And, not have to be under anyone else's needs as well,
It's great when you can generate, your own thing. You kind of fill out January, March, cool. Anyone can fill Christmas, New Year and February. Yeah. Like you just have to be qualified and stand there, right?
Yeah.
Back
them off.
Yeah, please. I'm really busy. But that's great. And also they're brilliant times of year for people to come skiing because it's quiet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
There's a lot about Ski Goddess, the business as a whole, that works brilliantly because it is usually everything in the opposite time. So, Ski Hard to You really like me because lots of business in January and transfers and everything like that. So, it works very well. And then I don't have to pay premium February prices for this, that, and the other either. So.
Also, it's not going to be a great experience for the ladies, is it, to come in the middle of February? Disaster.
No, because you can't get enough done. Even if they didn't mind the crowded slopes, which most of them do.
Yeah.
You're standing in the queue so long, you just don't get the mileage to get the training done.
It's funny when you get locked into school holidays. It's like I'm only really 1 year into this, but it sucks. It's really bad. Luckily, the Valaisan holidays are like 1 week different to everybody else, so we managed to, we can disappear relatively cheaply. But when you're locked into, I wouldn't want to live in Geneva or Vaud, because it's just you can't get away anywhere reasonably priced. Yeah, it's really difficult. Okay, just writing down busy slopes psychology. Because that's an important thing as well. So, carry on with this. Why does teaching females in female-only groups work?
It's the first word that popped into my head is the pressure point, that
no pressure.
There is much less pressure. It's funny. I don't know why we have to feel the need to be amazing in front of dudes, or that makes me laugh though, because some ladies phone me up and say, I haven't told anyone I'm doing this. This is a secret, ta-da, at the end. So, I haven't told my partner I'm doing this. What? Because they're gonna go off on Do Ski Goddess and then come and wow them there. It's like one lady just said to me, oh, can I do your course in Jan, and then because I want to go to Morzine and ski like a bloody genius with my friends.
That's a good enough reason. Okay.
Sorry, but yes, so the female only thing. I think we just get each other. We understand how it feels.
I specifically remember having taught many female-only groups. They're really, really nice to each other. So supportive.
Too nice.
That's amazing what you're doing there. It's like, this is a really nice environment to ski in. I wish my mates were like this. Mine are too busy willing me to fall over and take the piss. Exactly. It's funny. It's really funny. The way that they interact with each other is completely different from men and women.
Yes, it is, isn't it? I don't really talk about that side of it so much, but yeah, definitely.
It's really rare that guys will say anything kind of serious or meaningful to each other. Most of it is like,
turn,
you're crap, you're the worst guy I've ever seen. All this sort of stuff.
I think that guys, though, when they, when they're trying to ski better or, pushing themselves or whatever, that the testosterone can really help them, and, egging each other on whatever way it is.
Yes.
That works, with their system, how they operate and stuff. Whereas with women, we tend to flourish much better under encouragement. Rather than, come on, you can do it, attack the mountain and all that stuff. Like, oh, what?
Yes.
But, and also, and if women are, and this is what goes back to those arguments on the slopes, if women are pushed into that environment, the way our hormones work is that you start to feel nervous, and when we get too much adrenaline in us, I'm not a scientist, so I don't know if this is exactly right, but from experience, unless you have tools to release that adrenaline, you can get to a point where the adrenaline's taken over. You start getting the shakes in your body because adrenaline's great if you're going to use it, and your guy mates are going, yeah, come on, dude, you can do it, just push, and he goes, rah, and he uses that that energy.
Oh God, it's like every basic exam ever I did. Yeah.
You know, and then you're using that adrenaline for a purpose. But if a lady is going, oh, I'm not sure, she's, you know, swathed in adrenaline, that feels absolutely horrendous, you know, in terms of anxiety and shakes and things like that. And once a woman gets into that state, she goes into overwhelm, and then it is just so hard to pull yourself back from that. And you're either just, you know, basically in a state of being petrified, or they'll start crying. And you know, not many guys would do that. Would do that. It's fine if you do, guys. You know, but that's what happens to the system. And then they'll cry, and they don't even know why they're crying. But it's just that something needs to be released.
Yeah, I understand. So
we try and never get them anywhere near that.
So without
scenario.
Jumping too far into the other bit I want to get to later, but how then was your experience going through all the various exams and stuff that you had to do to qualify to be full cert? Were you in that kind of come on, just send it environment?
Yeah.
Or did you have the opportunity to ski with trainers who understood?
Well, I've been through it all. Yeah. And you know, like sometimes it's been a scenario where I wasn't ready for the course.
For sure, everyone's.
And that's my fault, you know. So I'd put myself on something that I knew I wasn't really up to, and unfortunately had the trainer that didn't get that either, and that was a worst case scenario.
I think sometimes you've got to go and have a look at the exam. You know what I mean? I've been on exams before, and I wasn't ready by any means, and I'm like, well, okay. I know I'm not at the level, but I'm having a look. Just have a look.
Yes, exactly. That's fine. And then if I didn't have a look, I just had an inkling that I wasn't probably at the level. And I was working.
When you're like last down the hill every time.
Oh God, well, it's, you know, and I don't mind that. I'm like, yeah, just boom. But I wasn't slow. But it's when you're standing at the top of flipping 2 meter zip line bumps, you know, great big holes in.
Yeah.
And there's no other option, and your trainer is going, just do it. You know, you're like, I just want to cry.
I don't want to do it. I don't want to just do it, thanks.
Because you know by bump 4 you're out of there.
Yeah.
So yeah, things like that. But so I've had that, and then I've had trainers that have been really understanding, and just flourish in that. And then it's funny, I remember being in the level 4 tech that when I passed it, really great trainer, really, really great, and encouraging, etc. And then you get this buzz, you know, in you, and you think you sort of start believing him. I can do this. I think I can do this. You know.
Who was it?
Sean Longmere.
It's on my list. I'm really want to. Sean, if you're out there, return my message.
Yay!
He's great guy, isn't he? I did some Eurytus training.
He used to sneak into the trees and video us secretly in the trees. Do you know what I mean? Because he didn't want the pressure on himself. He was so clever with it all. But I found myself on that course. I remember doing the actual exam GS turns, and then getting behind one of my guy friends who's like really strong, and go skiing behind him and going, I am him. I am Rob. So I'd ski down behind him, and because then I'm going, right, testosterone, I'm going to have it, I'm going to use it, because it just builds you up in the right way. And I try and do that with the ladies on my course, slowly encouragement, all right, let's go for it.
My experience with female football teams is I stopped doing all that now, but I just haven't got time. So all I do now is ski school, the ski school, which is like an annual gig now. Imagine same ski holidays, right? Like just like when you're not doing it, you're still doing it. Like,
exactly. People say, "What do you do in the summer?"
So, oh God, just send an email. It makes you busier in the summer. But the thing I noticed is that you can get a group of guys who don't necessarily get on to go together towards a common objective. So there might be a guy on the football team that no one really likes, but he's really good, and so they'll work with him. My experience with female football teams was that you need to do a whole bunch of kind of, it's not even team building, it's like acceptance. They all kind of need to know that each other is a decent girl or person before they'll go together in a certain direction.
That's really interesting.
That was always my experience of that. So you've kind of got to, and you, the trainer, have got to be like, to a certain extent, really non-judgmental.
Absolutely.
Right? You just got to be like, this is me. You know, I used to do a lot with the girls' teams that I used to coach. So a lot of kind of sitting around in circles, getting to know each other before we do anything that looked like the training. I'd put that little session in just before we did anything technical, so that we'd all just get to know each other, and we'd all kind of be in this kind of environment where, like, you'd never ball a girl out in front of all the other girls, for example. You say, that's crap, don't do that again. You could do that with a bunch of guys,
right?
Because they'd just be like, yeah, we all know that was crap, you did something crap, and then they just forget it
in the
and
game.
move on. Yeah, or in training or something like that. But with a group of girls, you can never do that, because you have the danger that the whole group could just turn against you, and you've lost them forever.
Yeah.
You know, it's really delicate. It was in my experience.
Yeah. We're so nurturing, but then we're vicious.
Yeah, but they're much more. Yeah, but they're much more in tune with their emotions than the equivalent guys. I suppose is what I'm trying to say. And you know, you can motivate a guy that way. You can tell him he's crap, and he will respond by getting mad. Which is really difficult to do that with girls. I found. And so in that environment, I think you've got to try and be much more. Well, I try to pitch my sessions with ladies that I'm skiing with in a much different way than I would with an equivalent group of guys.
Definitely.
You know, although that maybe, I don't know, I find that might be changing actually. The current crop coming through are much more sensitive.
The guys?
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
Not to old guys like me. You know, just like still bashing along our old ways. But
I
they're much...
I've been teaching these guys, this might be needed to be edited out. I remember teaching these guys, and you know, it was February or something, and some female ladies that I've skied with, it was their friend or partners or whatever, and I got them, and they were sort of a bit above novice, you know, hadn't done much. Very athletic cyclist guys in their early 50s, and I swapped around some of my lessons that I do for the ladies of the, you know, trying to get them to stand on their outside ski, and right, okay, we're going to look over the fence, and there's a scantily clad hot guy in your garden next door, you know, all this stuff, or you've got to look at him over there, not around the turn the way you're going and stuff. So I just switched it up and said, right guys, I'm going to ski down here, and you've got a fence running down that side, and as you go around that turn, you're going to look over the fence, there's a gorgeous hot lady in a bikini or whatever. And this guy was like, I don't think that's very appropriate.
Amazing.
And I thought he was joking to start with, you know. It was just like, and then after I done it, oh my God, he's not joking. Oh God. And then, you know, I had to rein it back in and turn it into a sports car or something. I don't know. And he commented on it again about me being sexist or you know, using sexism at the end of the lesson, because he said, oh, it was a great lesson except for that, you know, bit that I didn't appreciate that. And I was like, oh God, I had to like teach them the next day.
Yeah.
And thinking orcs. And their missus came up to me at the meeting point and said, now, the boys have told us what happened yesterday, and we've told them to jolly well shut their mouths and listen to you and do exactly what you say. And they were there with their tails between their legs. Yes, we're just going to just get over ourselves.
Can I confess something? I was at the... Confess something, me and like thousands of other listeners. I was at the EICMA motorbike show in Italy on Friday. I was there with Trev and Lloyd. And on every single motorbike, there was a woman or a young girl dressed in like, you know, scantily clad woman.
Yes.
You know, like tits hanging out. And
I
all
find
that
that really
stuff.
bonkers.
Well, a younger version of me would be like, oh, this is brilliant. But all of us, this is really curious, because I would never have, I don't know, it's just weird. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Why do you need a hot woman?
Why do you need, like, this is a like, we're all here interested in motorbikes. I'm not really interested in this girl with loads of makeup on. Like, get off the fucking bike, right? And just piss off. I don't need...
She's just doing her job.
Yeah. But what job is she doing? Like, I don't need women as decoration on a motorbike, right? I found it really, really bizarre. And I'm not just saying this to be like one of those 90s new men, right? I'm just appalled by it. It's like, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
And maybe it's something to do with being a father of a young girl, and, you know, you hope that she would aspire better than that, but if she wants to be a motorbike girl, then fine, right? Just be the best one you can be. But like, it was really, really strange.
I didn't know.
The people that seem to use it were the guys who were... There was a whole bunch of, like, seedy-looking guys with SLR cameras, like going, oh, wow, motorbike, and, you know, they weren't pointing the camera at the motorbike. It was like tits, you know? But it was really, really strange.
Yeah. It's not, that wouldn't have been strange, you know, a while ago.
No.
You probably wouldn't have even batted an eyelid about it. And if you, you know, step back in time,
yes,
40
I think
years, you'd be like, oh yeah, motorbike comes with a hot girl.
Yeah, I just think those times have
But now
gone
it's like, oh yeah, actually, if we want a motorbike, let's focus on the motorbike.
I think the majority of people were there for the motorbikes. Like, it didn't seem like it needed this extra thing.
No.
It's really odd.
Yeah.
I don't even know how I got onto this stuff. Don't even know. Tell me, if you can, a little bit about your journey to being the extraordinary skier that you are. Like, when did you start? How did you get to, you know, be full cert? Like, what was your
Well, I'm quite old. Do you want the whole thing, or?
You know, a potted summary. Good.
I started skiing when I was 4.
Did you? So you're like, okay.
Yeah, with my mum, you know, mum and dad and brother, and my mum, who should have gone on a ski goddess course.
So you were part of that.
Oh, good day.
You see, it's like deeply psychological.
Absolutely, yeah, maybe. I was just trying to help my mum. But yeah, I remember her standing at the top of a red run going, I'll see you back at the apartment later.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going, just do it. No, don't wait. I'll just see you back at the apartment. And then she did one turn, lost it, and then went careering across the piste, hit into the side wall, you know, snow wall where the piste basher had finished its pisting. Having a yard sale, they say, in New Zealand, so everything came off and out of her pockets and stuff. And now she's flying down the hill on her back in a star shape, and she had an all-in-one brown outfit.
Nice.
And my dad goes, "It's all right, Liz, I've got you," and leans himself against the slope, you know, braces himself against the slope. She's like hurtling now, like properly takes my dad out. And keeps going.
Oh wow! So there's two of them going.
He just sort of stops, but she keeps going, and she goes past. I think he deviated her a bit.
Yeah.
And she keeps going past my brother and I, going still upside down, and we called her the gingerbread woman.
Yeah.
Going, where am I going? And it went off the side of the piece and didn't drop very far and hurt her thumb, you know. She just hurt her thumb, that was
wow.
It. But so that was, you know, classic ski goddess family type scenario.
It's like earliest memory of skiing.
So yes, we used to go as family, and then I went to college, I was going to be an actress, and then I
still sing?
No.
Bits.
Yes, I do, but only to myself. I keep thinking I'm going to get Chris out and we've got to do some gigs this and her defo. Oh, miss it. So I was going to do all my theatre stuff.
Okay.
Did A-level theatre, I was going to go to drama school, and then suddenly went, I don't know if I want to go to drama school for 5 years and not have a job at the end of it, or be a waitress, you know.
Yeah.
And I thought, what else can I do? Oh, I can ski. So I looked into the instructor courses, and I was 17 then. Did a bit of, you had to be at a certain level to go on the training then, and did a bit on the dry slope. Did my first exam in, I think it took a year or maybe not even that. I went to New Zealand for a season between training and the exam. Had the time of my life, and went to the exam in Teen in the December, thinking I was going home, didn't know what I was going to do with the qualification. And my trainer said, I've got some friends here who teach in Andorra. You could hook up with them probably and go over to Andorra with them. So we were in Teen, France. I was going back to England. And see if you can get a job. And so I met these crazy people and just phoned up my mum and said, I'm not coming home for Christmas. I'm going to Andorra to see if I can get a job.
Oh, cool.
Off I went. And 10 days later, had a full-time job there. Quite good pay for 18 or 19 was I by then. And so, never looked back. Just teaching ever since then. Started teaching on Christmas Day in Andorra. Did 6 seasons there. Did 3 seasons with friends from there in New Zealand. Then boyfriend at the time, boyfriend number 26, my mum always says, he wanted to go to France and finish his qualification. So I trotted along and thought, well, I better start, cracking on with finishing this qualification, whatever it was. It wasn't really, for my Andorra days, I wasn't that dedicated to progressing to the finals, full cert. But got a bit of the bug for that, having moved to France, and I worked in Oxygen ski school in La Plagne there, and then went to Courchevel, and then started doing the speed test training there.
How were you working in France? You do test technique and stuff?
I worked for the ESF.
Okay. You stagiaire with them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and Oxygen, I was stagiaire with ESF.
How was that, working with those guys?
I loved it.
I've been waiting for someone who's worked for the ESF to come on this, and I just don't know anyone.
Yeah. That was brilliant.
Is it they get a really bad rep?
Well, it's really good to work for them.
Okay.
I don't know about being a customer.
What's it like to work for them?
It was fantastic. I mean, I was in Courchevel 1850 with them, and I was in a particular sort of division of it for international customers. So we were either teaching British ski groups or like probably the higher end English speaking people like Russians and stuff like that as private lessons, and as a female English speaking instructor in the ESF, I was treated like gold.
I was going to say, like gold dust, right?
yeah.
They wouldn't be sending old John Claude with a fag hanging out.
Yeah.
Exactly. With those people, right? Yeah.
So it was quite good.
Okay.
And then I did, during one of my speed tests, I was working for them. Actually, I think I'd only worked for them for a month or so. So I did speed test and broke both my legs.
You broke both your legs in one go?
Yes. Yeah.
On a Eurotest?
Yeah.
That's a pretty big accident.
Yeah. Yes. That was a highlight.
I was going to say, because I know that you've had trouble with your knees and stuff.
They're all right now.
Yeah.
Good.
You broke both, what? Like bottom bits?
Tibial plateaus. Oh. No. Yeah.
It was a big crash.
Yeah. It was quite bad.
Okay.
But the point was that so I was in hospital for 3 weeks, and then back in hospital in the UK, and then I ended up came back to France and did a lot of rehab. I was in a wheelchair for like 2 months.
It's crazy.
The way they broke down that way. Not a yes. There was massively non-weight bearing thing.
But they broke vertically.
Yes.
Right? Wow.
Nice. So absolutely no pressure was allowed on them.
Yeah.
But the ESF who I'd been working for had phoned me up in hospital. I was off my face on morphine and stuff. So I didn't really know what was going on. But they were like, oh, we're really sorry for what's happened, and we're going to, we'll give you a little compensation at the end of the season, considering you're working for us and stuff. And I was thinking, oh, that's nice. Like, they might give me like 500 or something like that. And I think they gave me the best part of $3,000.
Wow.
And I'd only been there a month or so.
That's amazing.
So working for them, they really look after their own. They really do.
I get the impression it's like a brotherhood, like a fraternity or something. They're proud of that red outfit. And
definitely, and they do really look after each other. But things like that is really excellent. But it can work to their detriment as well because it's a really like some sort of commune thing. If you don't leave, then you have all the rights of everyone else all the time for the rest of your working life with them. Including lovely bonuses at the end of the season and stuff like that. And I don't think they have to do much in the way of refreshers.
No.
So they could be there forever, teaching on these very old school methods. Yeah. And that's the problem, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's the only problem really. So from a customer's point of view, they could have a really good time and they could have a really not so good time.
Yeah, you do see a lot of that. You see it a little bit on the Swiss side as well, but you see a lot of people that are relentlessly teaching old school, up and down stuff, which comes from old long skis.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to teach up and down as the only thing.
Yeah. I remember going in the SF in Courchevel, teaching some poor girl to turn with her shoulder.
Oh yeah.
To use your shoulder to swing around.
That's one way of doing it.
Avec l'épaule. I was like, oh God, no.
That's one way of doing it. I do remember seeing someone on the beginner slope. Like someone was teaching in Morges. The instructor was trying to teach them to that the upper body was the lead and the body would sort of uncoil underneath and turn the ski. And he was sort of hilarious. He was shouting back up to his instructor because he had his upper body turned in the direction that he wanted to go, but skis were still going the other way.
Yes, yeah.
And he was like screaming, he says, I'm doing it, it's not working. And he was like, you're not doing it enough. I was like, he is.
God.
But, you're just teaching him the wrong thing. Doesn't work like that anymore. That was hilarious. Okay, so, and you went back for more Eurotest after you smashed up both, and it's pretty resilient.
Yes, but that's another. When you were saying about, that experience of when you're being coached.
Yeah.
Of someone getting it right, or not. And I remember after when I got back to skiing after all of that. Yeah. I was really excited to get back to skiing and to ski off piste, and just the fact that I could, because I went through some pretty shit times during that time, including one of my consultants in the UK saying you'll never be able to ski again. He said, and I was like, and then he said, okay, well you'll never ski to that level, and that really got my back up. And luckily, yes, I had that reaction to it. Yeah. And there were so many people, and there's not always what I'm like, but I happened to have, like, fuck you, reaction to that. And I was really excited to get back to it. I wasn't excited to get back to the racing. I was like, oh God. So that was really scary.
Yeah.
But talking about no, hang on, got to get his name right. Dave Morris.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good guy.
Brilliant. Again,
He's on
same
my
thing.
list.
Yes. Great guy. I did the podium race training thing with him after that, and that got me back on track.
Okay.
I was petrified at the beginning, and
What caused? Do you mind me asking? So, what caused the big accident? Was it just?
it was down the steeper pitch, so I'd obviously picked up a bit of speed, and there was a particularly marbly section that people were struggling with and stuff, and I just lost it balance wise there. So now instead of putting my skis in the rut and going around the next gate, I was going in a straight line and hit the back of the rut.
Ooh.
So my femurs smashed into my tibias.
Wow.
Nice. Lovely.
Okay. But eventually passed your test, finished all the exams.
Yes.
And did you go straight independent after that, or did you go back? Were you still with the ESF?
I was with when I passed.
How did you wash up in Chatel? That's what I've always regarded this place as, like a little island. I see a theme.
I did. I knew some people here, and I just ended up. And I was working in Courchevel, and by that time I was independent in fully independent in Courchevel, and it was like I was loving it. I had great social life there and stuff, but I wasn't loving the shishi aspect of it. Just so bling bling and crazy expensive, and also that there were so many instructors there. It was like 180 private instructors, and you're all competing for the same work. And I had to do that awful to me. It's just like, oh God, go round to chalets. So we've just arrived off the flights and everything, and a bit knackered from travelling, and go round there and go, sell my wares. I'm Katie, I can be your ski instructor, and if you want to sign up, I'll take all that stuff. So
it's funny this, because ski instructors, I'm amazed. For example, Morzine. It's not so bad here in Chatel, but somewhere at Morzine, there's so many ski schools and so many independents kicking around. You're like, I get that a lot of people come to Morzine, but if you were an independent, wouldn't you just go to a resort where there isn't any competition?
Well,
like go and start up in Saint Jean de Six or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
And just start up there, because you're like the only English speaker in the resort, right? You get everyone.
Exactly.
Instead of competing with 25 other ski schools.
That's exactly what happened. I thought I'd give it a bash here one season, and I went from doing all that competing and to compete. I don't do anything. People just phone me up.
Isn't that great? Yeah.
There was 15 instructors here, I think, max at the time, and it's so nice because we all just share alike, and
you have quite a nice atmosphere down there, don't you?
Yeah, really nice. Yeah. Just pass it all round, and people come to us, and
I think it's a real lesson. I think you've got to be bold enough to go somewhere where there isn't loads of other people.
Yeah.
If you're already an instructor in Verbier and you want to start another ski school in Verbier, what are you exactly achieving? Like, why not just go around the corner and start something in a place where there isn't anybody?
Yeah.
Be bold enough to go and, somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's weird to me.
Exactly. Well, I think
that's make it easy to get business.
Yeah, I've asked I asked one of my friends from Léger or whatever, and I said, what do you think about setting up Ski Goddess in Léger? I don't think he quite grasped how I operate, but he was like, it's just so saturated here, you won't get the business. And I would, because the ladies follow Ski Goddess, not the location.
I was going to say, it's more like a club, isn't it? You're bringing people to the Alps as opposed to...
I could go wherever, man. But they said, it's just so saturated. And I can imagine, yes, everyone's got work in February half term, but how do you get it?
What are they doing in January and March, right?
Yeah.
What I have seen over on that side is it ends up being like a race to the bottom. So people are just selling selling cheap lessons in January and March because, or instructor training, or all that stuff, which they're doing because there's no other work going on. They don't create their own work like you do. We also do that, but we do it in a slightly different way, so it kind of keeps us busy when it's not easy time,
Yeah.
And that's interesting. Your journey is remarkably similar to Helen Trefoot. Do you know that? She did drama, acting, all that sort of stuff. She went to Andorra. She did.
I know we've been sort of side by side in this. Then, and then she was my trainer for my teaching, my level 4 teaching.
Ah, right.
Fantastic. Yeah.
I'll bet you got on that house of five.
Yeah. Well, it was tough. Like I always was very proud of my teaching and stuff. And then I think it was one of those courses where I got on and was like, oh, there's a whole new level to this. And I went from being a bit, I got this, this bit's easy compared to the technical stuff. And she put me in my place. So by Wednesday I was absolutely bricking it. I wasn't going to pass, but my brain just engaged, and I got the picture and did really well with her. But thanks to her to sort of
I'll ask you then the same question that I asked her, because she was talking about having a background in like drama and art and that kind of stuff.
I know she plays the cello. We've played a bit of a sing-song together a long time ago, and we
that's cool.
Talked about, but I didn't know she did theatre and stuff.
I'm sure I've got that right.
Yeah,
I have to go back and listen to my old podcast about it. But the thing I was going to say is that sometimes I said to her, like, sometimes you sort of present yourself in front of a group or a client, it feels a little bit like you're acting a part. Like in a scene or a play or something like that. For me, sometimes. It's a bit more natural these days, but at the start it definitely was like, I am not the same person in real life as I am in front of clients always. Maybe that's just to mask like nervousness or something like that, but like I struggle. It's interesting to see that you would do adult groups all the time, because I struggle a little bit with those. I'm much more at home with kids than I am with adults, for sure. It never feels like that with you, or you just yourself?
Well, I suppose like before I did skiing, people did. No, I obviously I've like calmed down now and stuff, but maybe have I don't know. But I used to get called Mad Katie wherever I went. So I probably was, quite theatrical in real life as well. So it wouldn't feel so different when I was teaching, and I just like being centre of attention.
I think some people are naturally more high energy than others.
It's been fun, but I see sometimes my friends teach and notice a difference.
Yeah.
Like, oh, your voice is like different. But then and I do go a bit over the top extrovert sometimes when I'm teaching, because it's fun.
Yeah.
It's funny, that I know a lot of my clients will be like, oh my God, do you remember when you were teaching us like pin the ham to the shin to the P on the and all of this stuff? I literally, that's when I'm teaching, sometimes I try and do all these analogies, and sometimes words just start coming out of my mouth before, I haven't thought, oh yeah, it's a bit like that. I'm like, oh no, as I say it, I'm like, yeah, it's like, feel the slice of ham and chin, shin, pin, and all this stuff. I don't know. And imagine there's a puppet man. You're a puppet, and you've got a puppet man. Everyone's got their own puppet man, and this time he's in the woods and he's winding you in on a fishing reel.
Oh wow!
And they're all going, I'm a bit scared of the man in the woods. So yeah, it does look, it's a bit crazy.
I can imagine.
But they remember it, don't they?
Yeah. I sometimes do that and get a bit excited. It all becomes a bit extrovert. What we touched on, I've got a bubble here that sort of says female specific teaching. I want to touch on like the physical and the mental aspect of that, you can choose which one you want to go for first. We touched a bit on the mental, I think, like underlying causes of anxiety and why. But what, apart from like a really supportive environment, what kind of mental approaches work with female-specific teaching, would you say?
Well,
or do you not think too much about it because you kind of understand it?
yeah, it just sort of happens naturally.
You just have to be a female.
Yeah, I don't know, but
I'm trying to help out all the male instructors here who are just baffled, right?
I think I tell you what, just make it fun.
Mm.
You know, and I know we're, you know, in the training, when we've gone through all our training, it's like safety, fun, learning, in that order or whatever. But if it's not fun, I think a lot of us ladies can just sort of drift off into, you know, and obviously people are different in, you know, both sexes and stuff, but you know, technical descriptions have. I've needed it at times to really, you know, get to the bottom of something, but a very, very technical description is not going to float my boat learning-wise as much as an analogy, I guess, or not always analogies, but, you know, just other than. Mm-hmm. And I think as well, you know, when you make it fun or funny, that has an effect on your system. And makes you relaxed and opens your brain a bit more and stuff like that. Rather than, you know, if you're thinking of all the technical stuff, you know, it's not funny. It's not funny. Yeah. And then you're like, maybe it's just 'cause my brain's a bit small. I'm just like, you got to do what? Hang on. And then you like focus on trying to work it out mentally. Yeah, I just don't find it as open and as like, yeah, right, I'm going to be a blow-up doll. A blow-up doll exercise. Yeah, you know, it's just funny.
What, so do you do, like when you've got a lesson going, or that first kind of day when you've got a new group, is that kind of how you pitch it? So you're trying to make it fun before we get stuck into the learning stuff?
Yes. Sort of runs side by side, I guess. Because, you know, I can be quite serious as well. I don't know. But then also, you know, because we all want results, don't we? We want to, you know, we get a buzz out of seeing them improve dramatically. So, you know, I'm not just going to waffle a load of analogies at them if it's not working. And so I can, you know, you can get quite serious as well. And I have this sort of, then I have a persona, a jokey sergeant major person that, like, you know, puts the wind up them.
How long is the courses? You're with them all day, every day? 6 days a week?
No, it's 4 or 5 day course, sometimes 3 days, but mostly 4 or 5 day courses.
You're skiing more morning and afternoon? Mm-hmm. You get a lot done then.
Yeah.
So like you don't have that pressure to fix everything in a 2 hour, 3 hour session, right? You can take your time with it.
Yeah.
And then I suppose you're not trying to jam too much in either, because you're probably just
it's spaced out really nicely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're on the snow, like, you know, skiing away by like 9:30, and then we ski till about 11:45 and have a short break. Then we have goddess snacks. Like, they all have a little pouch with nuts and berries and chocolate raisins.
Is that so you don't waste too much time in the restaurant?
Yeah, and also, you know, like if you have to have, they don't really have snacks, do they? Unless you want a Twix bar or a Mars bar or
it's
like that. They don't, or, you know, some really sweet muffin or something. There's no healthy option for a snack.
That's true.
And then it's straight to lunch, in terms of what the restaurants do.
Yeah.
So we are armed with something healthy that will keep them going to a late lunch. So we have lunch at 2 and we ski through the normal lunch hour. So you get empty slopes again.
And then it's lunch then home.
then it's lunch till 3, and then sort of from 3 till 4:15 is just a sort of consolidating what we've done. So
and you get all the good snow like that as well,
yeah, it's
right?
perfect.
Oh,
It's
that's
perfect.
cool.
So we set up the day, what we're focusing on today. Let's give it a few goes, have a sort of warm up into it and stuff. Have a break, then really, that lovely bit in the middle of the day where it gets quieter.
Yeah. Especially in France. 12 till 2. Is like,
Yeah, exactly.
It's the time.
Exactly. So we really get stuck in during that window.
Yeah.
And then a lunch, and I really like to get everything done before 2 because a lot of people, probably sometimes including myself, you just seize up a bit after lunch. And so they can go for it a bit more if they want, but generally it's just sort of consolidating. So I've got 4 or 5 days of that.
Yeah.
Plenty done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, like you say, you can take your time and kind of, and you don't go through like a specific program. You just tailor everything, or do you try and get the girls into women into specific ability groups? How do you manage all that?
Definitely specific ability. So that's a key.
So there's a couple of you
thing.
working it then. The groups?
Well, in January, I've got 2 or now 3 other instructors.
Right.
But part of the booking process, when ladies decide they want to come, how it works is that for the year I set the dates and the levels.
So it's like, don't come on this week if you
exactly. So they've got my levels list on the website.
Cool.
Which are all named like Aphrodite Gold and Venus Bronze and things like that. And they can look on the website, work out what level they are, and then see which course dates are for that level.
Do they lie?
Do they lie?
Do they lie like some parents lie? Like little Johnny's the best kid you've ever seen. He's
well, the
definitely
ladies
should be in
normally
the
go
black
the
room.
other way.
Yeah, I was going to say that must be, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, she turns up and she said that she's like a level 2 or something, and actually she's like 4.
Kick ass.
It's like,
they do. But I think part of the booking process is once they've had a look on the website, my main thing is that I have usually a half-hour chat with them before they even book on. And so I hear about their whole ski history.
And some you'll know, right, from previous years as well.
Yeah.
So you can say, oh, no, that's...
Exactly, yeah. So I do at least half an hour. And sometimes it's really good if they can send me a little video.
Oh, that's really personal. That's lovely.
Yeah, and that's something that, takes up a lot of time. But I wouldn't change it because it's
God,
good.
This is what people buy these days. Because life is becoming so impersonal.
Yeah.
Tech everywhere. Like to actually speak to a real person about your stuff.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Exactly. No, it's great, and it's just so helpful to me because you know what it's like when you've got someone that can ski any blue. They can ski any blue and they can ski parallel. What I might put, once I've spoken to those 2 ladies for half an hour, I might put them in completely different groups. Because one girl is perhaps a bit younger and has sort of, because they haven't all come from that family scenario thing that we talk about, but, someone's in their 30s, they started skiing, they picked it up quite well, they're well up for it, and they just want to get good because then they can go skiing with their group of friends. They're at Blue Run stage. I've got another lady who's been she's been 11 times or whatever, but she's stuck on the blue, she's stiff, she's nervous, this accident happened a while ago, and blah, blah, blah. Right, okay, you girls are going to be in completely separate groups.
Yeah, by day 2, you're going to be over here. Yeah.
But I'm going to make sure I put her, the last lady in a level on my levels course that is well within her capabilities, and say, right, you could come on these dates, and that would suit you nicely. And then I'd say to that girl,
that's really cool.
That might be a bit tough, but I think you'll be all right. And so that's crucial, that part.
Do you see a change? Not change, that would be wrong. Do you see a difference in mentality between the ladies who have children and those that don't? generally? It's quite a big assumption. But I always think that with responsibility comes more caution.
Yes. Oh, it's a big old subject.
You know, you can generalise if you want, but it's, I don't know, that's something that I see a lot. Is people become more cautious as they take on more responsibility.
I do.
There are a lot of implications to breaking your leg if you are.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you've got 2 kids at home.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, there's those people who think about it in a very practical sense, that like, ooh, I couldn't afford to, I'm not worried about it, but I couldn't afford to break my leg because then X, Y, and Z is not going to be able to happen when I'm at home. And then you might get another lady who perhaps from having children has started building up this fear of being injured, and it's much more anxiety, worried, oh my god, I'm going to break my leg, is it going to be a nightmare? And but there's completely different attitudes to all of it. So yeah, I don't know. And then there's the menopause is a huge thing that's being talked about more than ever these days, which my ladies are between 40 and 60 generally. So that has a huge impact on their confidence and can have a huge impact on their confidence and stuff like that. So
my temptation as a man is to run away from the subject completely, but I'm going to ask. So what do you see? Like what? How does that affect stuff?
Well, because they're
with regards to skiing.
Well, it's sort of,
and I suppose it's wrapped up with their own personality as well, right?
Well, they can have personality changes completely. Like it can, that's extreme, but generally the change in hormones can just cause a humongous drop in confidence in not just like in their daily not chores. That sounds really
life in general, right?
Just life in general can suddenly seem daunting. So imagine if a normal daily thing that they do seems daunting, like I don't know, driving the kids to school or something. Suddenly, I've gone from never thinking about it before to like, really jittery when I drive. Imagine then, standing on some slippery things on top of a mountain that I only do once a year. They can definitely have a sudden drop in confidence there. And I always go, in at the confidence issue in terms of technique. Always. You build up your technique, your confidence will grow. So they always come to me on the phone and say, oh, I've lost my confidence, or I don't have any confidence, or I'm not a confident person. Therefore, I'm just not a confident skier and stuff. But I'm like, but you've probably got some technical flaws, sorry, that whether it are unable to explain it, your body intrinsically will know that this feels a bit sketchy, this feels a bit wobbly, I don't know why, and I don't know how to fix it. I'm not a confident skier. Let's scrub out that last line. It's not, you're not a confident skier, it's something is not technically right and it's making it feel sketchy. Yeah. And we're going to fix that. And once you suddenly go, oh yeah, if I stand on there that time, that's much more stable. Oh, I feel a bit more confident. Your confidence builds and builds and builds from that side of things. So always go a technical side, because it's just an easy way to build it up. But the lack of confidence can come from different...
It's so easily lost confidence scenarios as well. Easily lost, and it takes ages to come back. Yeah. That's gold.
Not on Ski Goddess, it doesn't.
Wow. Do you go into technical? We just talked about. You fix technical flaws. You can kind of build people up from there. A lot of people have similar technical flaws or a lack. It's more also like a lack of understanding about how skis work.
Yes, definitely.
Of them, or how you can make them to work to your advantage.
Yeah.
When to use what skills and when. Do you also touch on like the sort of physicality, how women are built differently to men, how women's equipment is different to men? Like, I think one of the worst things, I'm quite hung up on sort of bindings and skis and stuff. One of the worst things is how they ramp up the heel angle for the women's bindings. It's criminal. And, you know, women are physically built differently to men that carry their mass in a different place.
Yeah.
And therefore you're not teaching the same thing. And it's, you know, I've often talked to my team about this, to the guys specifically, say, look, you need to understand women are not built the same way. So you can't teach the same things often. All right, there's certain fundamentals, but you have to go about it in a different way.
Yeah.
You know?
It's,
you touch on that stuff in the book?
Yeah, definitely loads. I think the focus point, I think we're trying to teach the same thing. You know, we're obviously trying to get this, whether you're a man or a girl, you're trying to get the skis to do the same thing. But yeah, we have to focus on different parts of our body and push those bits a bit further or whatever, because we're built differently. So the obvious thing is that the women have got wider hips, and then the femur bone is therefore starts further out, and then comes down to the in more of a diagonal to back to the knee, and then the tibia might also go out a bit as well to the feet. So the knees might be the closest point in terms of bone from the waist down.
Thank you. I thought it was just you, me, and Peter Kuhl knows this. Like, he's the guy that taught me all of this.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, it makes so much sense. You see it all over the slope.
Yeah.
And so women are riding along essentially on two inside edges a lot of the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So how do you deal with that inside knee issue? Do you talk a lot about rolling it further over?
Rolling the knee out as well, but also it has to. Well, you can obviously work at it, vary it from various focal points, but going back up to the hips is what I find really interesting. Is it the easiest subject to talk about when we're talking about this is calving. Imagine the lady on her inside skis. Oh yes, my knees are slightly knocked in. Oh yes, I need to tilt one ski over more, so I need to push my knee out more on the one side. But so I can do that, but if I haven't done anything with my hips above, I'm just going to feel like I'm toppling inside the turn now too much.
Yes.
Or I'll just fall over. And that's why they do find it hard initially to get onto a carved turn.
Yeah.
Because they go to tilt, and they just know I'm just going in.
Yeah.
I'm going to go over.
Yeah.
So they need to adjust their hips, tilt their hips the other way, before rolling the knee into the hill.
Yeah, so the stack stays right.
Yeah. Whereas the guys, the bones just go straight down, so they can just go boff in with their both knees. Happy days. So yeah, we just have to think about a few more different parts of our body when we're trying to get the skis to do X, Y, Z.
Yeah. Complex. There was you at the start of this game. I don't want to talk about anything technical. Well, actually, loads. It's really interesting. It's a huge thing, because you often see that thing where the ladies have got like the outside leg is sort of tucked behind the inside knee because of how they're built.
Like that, a bit of French mincing.
Don't get me wrong, I love having my knees and feet together, but it's a real, it sort of depowers everything as well. If you've got one leg hiding behind the other, it's really causes ladies difficulty in getting around the mountain, because you can't get that sort of outside ski stack that you really want to get.
Yeah.
Which is cool. All right. Nice. And how do you deal with the carrying more mass in the hips thing? Like, do you adjust for stance or equipment setup? Like, how do you? The binder,
along the way.
This is me. I'm gonna do an audio podcast, but like, if you've got, so a lot of female specific bindings are raised up at the back. Well, it used to be. I don't know
if they did that. I know they used to put flipping heel raisers inside the boot, which the
idea, I suppose, is to promote women to lean further forward because they're carrying more mass in their hips, but it's counterproductive.
It makes them go further back.
That's right, exactly that. And so, but even if you have a sort of relatively flat binding, it's still kind of slightly heavier here. Here, listener, in the hip.
He's touching his ass.
He's touching. Like a guy can you've got a guy to stand up. They're generally pretty straight. But, you've got certain female characteristics that are
Yeah,
that are
curvier
causing to
spine.
be be slightly further back than you would normally be. Do you touch on that, or is that just?
I do.
generally
I wouldn't do it with equipment. I don't think, or I just don't think I'm an expert enough to start tampering with equipment. Really.
Yeah.
I have dabbled a little bit with sort of canting type things, but in terms of that before and after, I just have to talk to ladies about it. From a body focal point. And before they come out on Ski Goddess, they also have to do my little video.
You set them homework.
Yes, they have exactly. They have
pre-course homework.
Six sessions of pre-course homework, which I could go back to the mental side of things again in a mo. But so it's these 6 videos I did at my mum's in her conservatory once upon a time.
Right.
And it's like a big window, and I had a roller blind that I pulled down with a ski piste that I painted on it.
Right.
With little flags and everything at the side, little trees.
Yeah.
And I just stood in front of it and did, you need to be thinking about this, that, and the other. And so they had various things to think about each week. Let's call them 6 weeks before they came out. To think about pressure on the ball of the foot and things like that. But one of the subjects that I did talk about in that pre-course is that curvature of the spine. That ladies often, have a very curvy spine out to their tailbone, and so when they go to flex, I always want them to flex into their shins, flex the ankle and get the shins squishing against the front of the boot. And if they're not careful with the way their lower spine goes, when they go to flex, their lower spine keeps going back. If you think of the tailbone going backwards. Can start keep flexing down away from the shins. That's making sense, I hope, to the listener.
Yeah.
It's very easy to end up in a sitting position rather than a flex forward position.
Yes.
For ladies with a curvy spine at the bottom. So, I don't have any magic wands for it, but they've just got to be aware of it and start thinking about curving it the other way so that when they flex down, they'll flex down into their shins.
So this is like a sort of a forward pelvic tilt.
Yes, but
kinda.
Yeah, I don't want them to go, Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
Just tucking it under a little bit.
Just a little bit. It's quite important that. Jess Lamb was telling me that one time. Tilt your pelvis forward. Stop sticking your ass out.
Yes, you guys do it.
Fair enough. I've got a curvy spine.
Lovely.
But I've got really flexy ankles, so I guess it makes...
You can counter it, yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing, a lot of ladies have got this curvy spine and then find this foreign stiff boot on. That double whammy is like, it just makes it hard for them to flex in the front, but that's...
Often an overstiff boot as well.
Yes, exactly. Let's go on to that. Overstiff boot or boots that are too big, people.
They're supposed to be snug.
You can't flex your ankle if your boot's just holding you around below the calf.
They're not Air Jordans.
Do it. I can't do it, so you can't do it.
Female specific boots have slightly larger cuff as well, don't they? To accommodate the lower muscles of the female calf.
Yes, so that's good, but it's all very well having a nice fit around your calf, but your ankle, it's your ankle, everybody. Your ankle needs to be held snugly in place if you are able. Yeah. If you want to flex your ski boot, which you do, you need your ankle held in place.
That is true. Real talk. Real talk. I've got my new boots this season. They're the most comfy stock boots I've ever had.
Oh, lovely.
Just put a new liner in it, and the guy, as he left the shop, he said they were the best. And I was like, it's true. It's true. I'm not going to have to do a thing to them. They are comfy straight out. Like,
so nice.
I'm amazed.
Yeah.
And
I bought 3 sets of boots like that I put on in the shop at Ski Bartlett's in the UK.
Oh, yeah.
And that was the first time ever so that must have been about 30 or age 30 or something, 46 now.
You're never 40.
Yeah, oh, thanks.
We're almost the same age.
Yeah, and the first time I put my foot in a ski boot, I was like, this is it. This is it. You know, it's like, oh my God,
one.
this is my Cinderella will go to the ball. I've now gone back to, so I can't get that boot anymore. But
what was it? What was the
it
magic
was a
boot?
kids' race boot, Salomon kids race boot. But because I've got super skinny ankles, so the kids' fit was about the only one that would really hold me around the ankle, because the ankle being held really tight in the boot is really important, people. Did I say that?
Heel is not supposed to lift off the floor.
No, or any room around there.
Yeah.
But now I must plug the Ski Exchange in Cambridge.
Right.
I keep thinking of them. That's all. You know, a lot of the last 10 minutes or so of the conversation about their knowledge in terms of, you know, bone alignment and foot structure and everything like that, and the lengths they go to get you in a perfect.
That's cool. What do you ski now? What's your boot?
So they've got me in the Hawk.
Atomic Hawk?
Yes.
Is that the red one? No, black one.
It's black with sort of
Pink bit.
red tint buckles.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, really, really rate them for all of that.
I know a lot of ladies ski that boot. That's I guess it's quite. I think it's quite thin through the
Narrow.
cuff, isn't it? Yeah.
Narrow ankle, yes, and they're just, you know, I haven't got a particularly narrow foot, but they'll just sort all that out for you. But it's just. You know, I don't know so much about skis and how ski can necessarily help you or hinder you, but boots.
The boot is the thing. When the clients ask me, so well, what skis should I buy? I said, don't do that. Just go and buy your own boots.
Absolutely.
You can ski on any old ski.
Yeah.
Do you remember Ben? My old business partner Ben?
Yes, yeah.
Me and him got... This is the reason I tell this story. Oh yeah, there's a surprise, right?
In the bar.
Always. Me and Ben got hammered one night. We were supposed to go to Chavinia next day with my old boss Rolf, and we partied till 3, a big house party back at our place, and we were supposed to be up at like 5 or something the next day. Anyway, we woke up an hour late. Someone was waiting for us. We zoomed all the way over to Chavinia. Don't know how, couldn't, you know, just literally 2 hours sleep and a load of alcohol. It's like, we'll hope no one stops us. Got to Chavinia car park, still a bit late, but we're like there. And I went to open skis because I put the skis on the roof the night before. I was like, I will, like, this is old Dave giving a gift to future Dave. I'm going to do this. And I went, cool, just need to unlock the thing. Where's the key? Key is back in my apartment in Chatel. So I had to, we had to hire some skis. I got my boots, got poles, got everything. I had to hire some skis. And so we went into the hire shop. I was like, we need some, we're ski instructors, he said. And I was like, if you're ski instructors, why haven't you got your own skis? I was like, it's a really good point. It's a really, really good point. And he gave me this pair of like Vocal 5 stars. And they were really cool. They had stars on them and stuff. And they were 20 years old, at least. But because we had our own boots, custom fit, we could rip on these old Vocal 5 stars, and you couldn't do it the other way around. So you could have the best pair of skis in the world, but if you have a crappy boot, you can't ski.
Yeah.
And so I say to all my clients, the first thing you should buy is a pair of boots. Go to a proper boot fitter, get a custom pair of boots, change your life.
Yeah.
And you can just ski around on you know, whatever you want. Try out a year of rental skis if you want, and just find something. But the boot is key to everything.
Absolutely. So part of the thing with Ski Goddess as well is if people are interested in getting boots and they can't sort it out in the UK, to come. This is sounding like just a plug session.
You're welcome. Plug fest is what we're at.
I get them to book in with James at Vertical Horizons for buying boots.
He's a good guy.
Oh my God. He is incredible, and the ladies come. So James, like, he's the loveliest guy ever, but you know he's nice. He's nice looking, but he's not hunky pin-up material particularly.
You have to have a word with James about this.
Sorry, no, he's lovely, but but the amount of times the ladies come back from his shop and say to me, "Is he married?"
Are you serious?
They just fall hook, line, and sinker. And
I can imagine he'd be quite the charmer.
He's so lovely with them, but he asks all the right questions, And if you're fitting boots, you just want to go, can I just get in your body and put my foot in there as your foot and feel what it feels like, and then I know what we need to do. But to find out how someone else's foot feels in there is an art, and he is bloody good at it.
Yeah.
And so my ladies have renamed him St. James of Chatel.
Oh, really? Is that good? Wow.
St. James.
I'll have a word with him, so I've got to take a bunch of skis in there that I haven't serviced. Can't bother to service my own skis anymore.
No, God, life's too short, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And Andy does a great job in there. So. Can I ask you the last question? Because we've been here ages, and you've probably got better things to do.
Oh, this is lovely just sitting.
You've been working and living in France for a long time. Do you like it?
I love it.
What do you like about being in the Francophone world and France in general? Because you've been in different places as well, right? You've been in Andorra too, but I guess that's...
Well, it just fits. It just fits, nobody loves the bureaucracy and paperwork and etc. Of La France, but here just, and so it's not particular. I'm not I'm not really like, oh, I love everything about France. It's it just happens to be that Chatel is beautiful and fits perfectly what I'm trying to do. I love living here. It's gorgeous. Who wouldn't?
With this view, absolutely amazing.
This view, and in the summer, and you've got Lac Le Mans and.
Yeah.
Just so close by, and
it's a really nice spot, isn't it?
I often feel like I spent quite a bit of time in New Zealand, which is just dreamland completely, and every road bend you turn around, you wowed by another view of just incredibleness.
Yeah.
But I do feel like here, if you fly to Geneva. The sort of terrain and lakes and mountains and things that you've got going on is like a sort of, well, maybe a poor man's New Zealand.
Yeah.
It's like a mini version, I guess, and it's all.
I spent some time in New Zealand once. The only thing about it is it just feels so far away.
It's so far, exactly.
Yeah, it's really remote. Even modern communication and stuff, but that it's. I don't know, that really struck me when I was there. It's like I am a long, long way away from anything, really.
Exactly.
And, if all your family and stuff is in Europe, it's just a long way from home. So Australia didn't feel like that, but New Zealand definitely. South Island, New Zealand, it was like, this is the end of the world, literally. There's nothing else after this.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
I worked at a place, so my name's Katie Dobson, and I worked at a place called Mount Dobson.
No way.
Down there, yeah.
They would think you owned it or something.
Yeah, I'd stand at the top going, get off my land. But it was funny because I had this girl who ran the ski school down there, Kiwi Jane, and she worked in Andorra, and basically she just got a posse of her mates to go down there and run the ski school down there in the off season.
Right.
But Andorra ski school is like 400 plus instructors. All the infrastructure and everything's there.
Yeah.
A biggish resort. And then we go down with Jane to New Zealand with 7 of us. 7 of us at Mount Dobson, and we lived in a sheep shearing village.
Oh, wow.
Like 2,000 people in the middle of nowhere. So
that's cool in its own way.
It was we were a bit shell shocked to start with, but then we absolutely loved it.
I kind of hanker a little bit. I was on a Zoom call last night with 14 ski instructors, which is like my team. My team for this year, and not all full time, but it's still a lot. I was like, there's a lot of people on this call.
Wow.
And I kind of sometimes hanker for the days when it was just like me and Ben just tooling around,
Yeah.
just having fun.
Yeah, tell me about
But it's how it goes, life gets more and more complex as you
creating those monsters.
Yeah, well, you're doing the same thing, aren't you? Like it just gets I'm fascinated by this concept of like, it seems to be a natural concept or a natural rule in the universe of like gravity. So the bigger you get, the more opportunities and things come your way because you sort of attract them through your own. It must be the ladies that are going home. They're going, I went on this amazing course and they did all this brilliant. I had all this homework and stuff to do before I went, and then I got there and it was a really great environment. I didn't have to do anything, and I came home and it was just, I had a great week. They're going to tell 20 other people, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I guess that's how it works. It's what I think the trick lies in keeping the personal touch.
That's the thing.
Because it'll become too big at some point. So
exactly.
How do you do that?
I know, and it's really like I would really like to help more of those meltdowns that you see on the slopes, and to for sort of something like Ski Goddess to be an option in any resort, even if it's like a mini version or something. But that's what I worry about. It's like, that's what I was saying earlier, that half an hour phone call before anyone even books on is crucial. And how do you do that on large scale?
No, I don't. I really don't know the answer to that question. I'm trying to work it out at the ski school in terms of I need to start pushing stuff away from me. But then like the next thing I want to do is I want to get like a director of skiing in, so someone who sort of manages the team. But then you lose touch with like the instructors a little bit, and like I don't then know who everyone is like I do now, and it will be in good hands for sure. But I don't know what the answer is to that, because I want to keep it like a little club. Yeah. More than like a ski school. I don't want to be like new gen.
I want to keep all the personal stuff and farm out all the
Monday
shit jobs.
Shit. Yeah, it's tricky. It's really tricky. But it sounds like you're doing a great job of it.
It's alright.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
You too.
Plug. Everyone gets a plug at the end of this. Plug yourself. Where can people find you, ski with you, be with you, do what you do? Whatever. This is the chance.
Well, if you haven't been paying attention already,
if you haven't written down all these plugs.
As people do come up and say, have you got a card? And I'm like, just remember Ski Goddess.
Google it.
skigoddess.co.uk. Loads of info on the website. And I'm on Instagram and Facebook.
Insta?
Well, I don't do that.
No.
My friend does that. I can't.
I don't understand it.
He's great at it though. So we pretend he's a she, but no, he's a he. Got 2 guys on my team, and they're both fantastic.
Oh, that's good.
My chef, who just now is, I hope he doesn't go away, but
who is your chef?
Joe from Wales, and
it's tough to get good chefs.
Oh, he's amazing. I'm so lucky. He's brilliant.
There are other alcoholics, which is crazy.
Yeah. He's got it balanced right and everything. He's just lovely. And then women love him. Oh, Joe. So he's a bit like St. James of Chatel, but in the kitchen.
I see you're like hand-picking the men that you have around.
Yeah, well, I just get I've got lucky. I got really lucky. But he's working for, got himself just a week working or training at a Michelin star now. He's just messaged me yesterday saying I won't be able to be contactable this week because I've got this gig and it's been awarded the best restaurant in the UK. So he's like really chuffed. Yeah.
Wow.
So ladies, that's another thing to look forward to is the food.
That's really good.
But yeah, so and then his friend is the one who does my Facebook and Instagram. So he does all my lovely Ski Goddess coloured posts on there and keeps everyone informed and up to date.
What social media is your demographic of ladies using most? Is it still Facebook?
You'd have to ask Andy. I think it's a lot. I think it's probably half and half.
Right.
I think obviously my ladies being 40 to 60,
Yeah.
more familiar with Facebook.
Yeah.
But I think everyone's getting in the know now, aren't they? And
I
I think everyone's on Insta, aren't they?
don't know.
Mostly.
Everyone except me, apparently. But,
Wow.
yeah. There's only so much time in the day you can spend on social media.
No, I don't.
It just sucks you in. I don't really want that in my life anymore.
Yeah.
You know? But,
Exactly.
all right, well, look, thank you. Thank you so much.
No,
I enjoyed
thank
this.
you
It's
for
absolutely. I
coming
told you at the start, like, I'm doing these because I want to get down amazing stuff that people know, and there's some absolute gold in here, so it's going to be a really, really good episode. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming around.